Okay. WWE Smackdown Vs Raw 2008 100% Part 39.
Go hard or go home if you're soft. If you scared, say you scared, but you lost from the start. And I ain't never met a winner who ain't never had heart. Full throttle, red line, watch me rip it apart. My heart's pumping, legs shaking, and my palms are sweaty. Clutch fist and I'm focused, so you know I'm ready. I'm living for this moment, I can't explain the rush. I'm loving all this pressure coming through when I'm in the clutch. I push it to the limit, I'm in this thing to win it. All this work and dedication, man, I gotta get it.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, weighing 326 pounds, Kane. From Long Island, New York, Mick Foley. And the opponent, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds, Jeff Hardy.
Yo, 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 yo. Pop a 40 and check your rollies. It's crime time.
From Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 230 pounds, JTG.
What you gonna do? We're bringing the hood to you. Yeah, that's how we do. We're bringing the hood to you. What you gonna do? We're bringing the hood to you. Yeah, that's how we do. No more Hollywood. This is Hollywood, and it's crime time. Be scared, you probably should. I come from the street. I was raised in the gutter. I run up on your mother for that bread and butter. Mess around with these crooks, get your property took. Robbing is my job, I get paid off the books. Marvin with my squadron, coming through stomping. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, who want problems? I could care less about a copper. They call me the copper stopper. But you want something proper. No need to pack your bags, no need to move. Cause no matter where you go, we're bringing the hood to you. We're bringing the hood to you. What you gonna do? We're bringing the hood to you. Yeah, that's how we do. We're bringing the hood to you. What you gonna do? We're bringing the hood to you. Yeah, that's how we do. Once upon a time, it was nice and quiet. Then along came the hood, incite and riot. I don't give a damn about a neighborhood watch. I'll take your watch while a neighborhood watch.
A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Law.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's going to know what hit it after tonight. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the... There's the tag. That's the way to do it. And it's been reversed. It's great to hear the fans come alive every time. They made the tag. These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse.
I think that's a tag. You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No, go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker.
JTG's not just a talented athlete, he's also an honor student.
I think you might be mistaken, unless you're saying... The referee saw the tag.
Looks like they got the tag, JR. He reversed it. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind... There's the pin! Well, from the looks of things, it's not... Oh, no! I don't like the looks of this!
He's got the fans behind him, King, and his opponent had better watch out. Oh, boy, the adrenaline is pumping. I think this could be the beginning. The tag has been made, and now his partner's coming in.
Okay. So we won that one. I think we won every kind of beat the clock sprint, other than tournaments with less people. We already did a quick play tournament. I guess now we do the creative tournaments. I think that's probably the way to do it. Okay. So let's do King of the Ring. Guess let's do just like a King of the Ring Iron Man tournament. King of the Ring. King of the Ring. 16. Yeah, let's do Iron Man, because what, we've done a King of the Ring before. This is going to be Iron Man mode, King of the Ring.
Listen.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Smithfield, North Carolina, weighing in at 215 pounds, Gregory Hill. Texas, weighing 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's the city so nice they named it twice. Tonight, SmackDown comes to you from the Big Apple, New York City.
It's the greatest city in the world, and it's always good to be back home.
It sure is, partner. And you know, it's always a huge event whenever SmackDown comes to the city that never sleeps.
Seeing a match like this makes me proud to be part of this company.
I'm with you, partner. You just can't experience a thrill like this anywhere else.
And that's because you're not going to see athletes like the WWE superstars anywhere else, Cole.
You certainly aren't. They're the greatest athletes in the world. And this is the only place you'll see them doing what they do best.
I don't think we've ever seen a superstar dominate the cruiserweight division like Gregory. Looks like someone's making it clear that he's not feeling too threatened right about now.
Well, this is a good way to find yourself in a bad situation. He's wasting time instead of following up here.
Man, what a match. Kids, if you're watching this, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. These are trained WWE superstars, and even they wind up seriously injured sometimes.
That's for sure. Even me, a former W.
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
And if his opponent is smart, he'll get the hell out of there.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
Kick in the gut. Here it comes.
Stunner! Stunner!
Here's the pin. This could be it.
3.
Here's your winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Death Valley, weighing in at 305 pounds, The Undertaker. And the opponent from India, weighing in at 420 pounds, the Great Khali.
A big Southern California welcome to all our SmackDown fans. I'm Michael Cole, here with JBL, ringside in San Diego.
Boy, SmackDown is hot in the 619 area code. This sellout crowd can't wait for the show to start, and neither can I.
No kidding, partner. San Diego couldn't be more excited for SmackDown action, and we couldn't be more excited to be here. What a reversal!
How do you approach a match with someone like the Great Khali?
Well, part of the problem is there aren't any guys like him. All you can do is just keep moving and don't let him get his hands on you.
And I can only imagine that that's a lot easier said than done. He must take up at least a quarter of the ring as it is.
I certainly don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on the bad side of at least one superstar.
Here it is. He's building up a head of steam, and he's about to let his opponent have it.
And if his opponent is smart, he'll get the hell out of there.
I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
I don't say this too often, but I completely agree. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nothing costs you a match quicker than overconfidence.
What are you talking about? I see a dominant superstar who's rallying this capacity crowd behind him. The adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle. The Undertaker's got an impressive history here in WWE. Here's the pin. This could be it. Man, this one's turned into a fight. Pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you anything can happen here in the WWE.
A textbook reversal. Can he follow up?
Uh-oh. You know what's coming next.
Tombstone pile driver. How many superstars have fallen victim to that over the years?
He could get the pin right here.
here's your winner, The Undertaker.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
You know what cool is?
On the way to the ring, from the Caribbean, weighing 230 pounds, Carlito.
Nothing beats being I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Viejo desgraciado. Oye, por ahí viene Carlito. Carlito. You better be cool. Señor Carlito. You do what you want. You take what you want.
And the opponent, from San Diego, California, weighing 165 pounds, Rey Mysterio.
Mexican across the stomach, so think nothing of it, but love it. Lucha, de la calle a la lucha, siempre represento con mi chocho cachucha. 619 Simón, that's my quota. San Diego, Puerto Rico, Sinaloa. Puyaca, Puyaca, 619, hey, Puyaca, Puyaca. That's my pueblo, Puyaca, Puyaca. 619, hey, Puyaca, Puyaca. Rey Mysterio, what you gonna do when we come for you? Córrele, córrele, ándale. What you gonna do when we come for you? Córrele, córrele, ándale. Mira, mira, guacha, guacha, cuidado con los celos, porque
Raw is live tonight from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where this capacity crowd is on its feet.
If we don't get this show on the road, I think we're gonna have a riot on our hands, JR.
You might be right, King. Good thing we've got extra security on hand here tonight. This crowd is ready for action. I'm a Raw man through and through, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't love to have a superstar like Rey Mysterio on the roster.
Why would you want to do something like that to Mysterio, JR? Everyone on Raw is at least twice his size. They'd destroy him.
I highly doubt that, King. We've seen Rey Mysterio get in the ring with some of the biggest, meanest superstars in all of sports entertainment, and he's won more than his fair share of matches against them. This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. Here he goes, up the turnbuckle. This could be really good or really bad.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known.
He countered that one perfectly. I don't understand why you like Carlito so much, JR. What, did he lie to you and tell you that you were cool or something?
I've never been accused of being cool by Carlito or any... Look at the confidence radiating off this superstar.
All I see is an overconfident superstar who's throwing away the match by not following up. The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated.
This is a mistake, JR. Everyone knows that overconfidence costs superstars matches.
That might be true, King, but all I see is a very confident superstar who's got everything going his way.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the...
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE roster, and that's a fact. Boy, what an incredible competitor Rey Mysterio is. I'd have to say that pound for pound, he might be the most exciting superstar on the Smackdown roster.
That's an easy claim to make, JR. Mysterio only weighs about 90 pounds soaking.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Here's your winner, Carlito.
Nothing beats me. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Everyone down on the floor. No sudden moves and lock the door. I've got this feeling I'm chasing. I'll never rest.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Sandman. pound, Hardy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a sold-out show here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
And you couldn't fit another fan in here with a crowbar. It's cheese heads as far as the eye can see.
It sure is. Green Bay knows that they're about to see the greatest superstars in all of sports entertainment. I can't wait to get started. I don't think anyone in this match has even considered that they might not walk out the winner.
Of course not. That's the kind of attitude that gets you beat quicker than anything.
And that's something I don't think people realize. The mental conditioning of the WWE superstars is just as impressive as the physical conditioning.
Hey, try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this down the middle.
Look at that. That's going to go over big with the fans and build some momentum at the same time.
You got to watch out for your opponent when they're getting fired up like this. Wow, great reversal.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the...
This is just dumb. You don't win a match by taunting your opponent to death.
I disagree. Getting the crowd on your side can be a huge psychological boost. The Sandman is an ECW original and one of the biggest stars of the brand.
He's taken a little time to give his opponent a piece of his mind.
You sure he can spare it? Man, I don't want this match to end.
I'm with you, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no one can say that these superstars didn't give it everything they got. This has been a great match so far.
Look at this. No fear on the face of this superstar.
Yeah, but that kind of thing's not going to win you the match.
What a reversal. Regardless of how you personally feel about Matt Hardy, you've got to respect his drive, his energy, and his passion for this business.
Yeah, but that will only take you so far. Man, this crowd is really swelling this guy's head.
There's no doubt that these fans love him, and he's feeding off that energy right now.
I think that I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nothing costs you a match quicker than overconfidence.
What are you talking about? I see a dominant superstar who's rallying this capacity crowd behind him. And here's a little something for the fans. That's why they love him.
Who cares what they think? All he's doing here is giving his opponent a chance to recover.
Nothing wrong with keeping the paying customers happy while you build some momentum.
Talk about superstars who don't have an ounce of quit between them. You're looking at them right here.
And that's a potentially dangerous mindset to be in. If you're too proud to realize that you're in trouble, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
Hey, he can taunt all he wants, but once he's lost the match, he's going to wish he spent this time going after his opponent.
I think you're wrong about that. I think this is going to make his victory tonight that much sweeter.
Man, this one's turned into a fight, pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We both called hundreds more. We usually have a pretty good idea of what to expect, but not this time.
I guess it just goes to show you anything can happen here in the WWE.
Look at this. He just dropped his opponent chest first under that thinly padded barricade.
And that's what you've got to do if you want to win this match. You have to use the ringside environment to your advantage. You can show off for the crowd if you want, but all that does is let your opponent rest up.
Actually, I think it's a great display of confidence on the part of this great super.
He's looking to finish this off right here.
That could do it. The twist of fate. His opponent might not have enough left to kick out.
Here's your winner, Matt Hardy.
I can slam a tornado. I can dry up a sea, yeah. When I live for the moment, there ain't no with me.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 234 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart. And the opponent, from Washington, D.C., weighing in at 317 pounds, Batista.
A big bienvenue to our fans around the world from Montreal, Quebec. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
And folks, let me assure you that tonight's show is a lot better than JR's French. Sheesh.
Well, there's no question of that, King. These Montreal fans are ready to get started, and so am I. So what are we waiting for?
His opponent telegraphed that one. Bret Hart calls himself the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
And that's a hard point to argue.
You're not kidding. He's right on at least 2 counts, and I might not be able to see the future, but I bet he's right on that one too.
That's a pretty safe bet. I doubt we'll ever see another superstar in our lifetimes like the legendary Hitman.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King. A reversal. Can he capitalize on it?
I'll never understand what the big deal is about Batista. He's just another superstar with more muscles than brains as far as I'm concerned.
You couldn't be more wrong, King. I've always found Batista to be extremely intelligent. You don't often see anyone put anything past him in the ring or outside it. This capacity...
Here's your winner, Batista. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Worcester, Massachusetts, weighing in at 234 pounds, Kenny Dykstra. The opponent, from Nesquehoning, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 300 pounds, Snitsky.
A big New England welcome from Portland, Maine. This is good old JR, Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
That makes two of us, King. I don't think Portland's going to know what hit it after tonight.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Come on now, JR. A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, Jay. His opponent is vulnerable, and he's going in for the kill.
You're not kidding. What a pump handle slam. And then a pin. This could be it. I think this crowd...
Here's your winner, Snitsky.
Soaking up all my sunshine and smile your whole life, I wouldn't know. 18 wheels are rolling, 18 wheels are crushing me down, running me down, 'cause I'm crashing, 'cause I'm crashing.